everyone, welcome to another episode of Gear Goggles. I'm Torin. Cheers to gear. So it's been a few weeks since we've put a review out, but we're excited to be back at it. We were waiting for some stuff to come in, and we have a number of items in. We're going to be focusing heavily on optics for the next couple of reviews, both individual components, stabilization, think tripod heads, tripods, optics themselves, binocular spotting scopes, and then a little bit of digiscoping equipment too. So really excited to get back at it. Today, we're going to be covering the Micro Pan Head from Outdoorsmans. So if you're not familiar with Outdoorsmans, they make some awesome backcountry glassing equipment, different tripod heads, a number of tripods that they're really well known for. They're also an optics retailer, and they make a number of other outdoor products as well, but all made in the USA, high quality machined items, and this Micro Pan Head is no different. So if you do any glassing or any serious glassing, you know how important a quality head is for that glass, not only for the stability of the glass, for actually moving that glass around and keeping it focused and centered on whatever it is you're trying to look at without any vibration. And so Outdoorsmans really excels in that area. And so I was excited to get this Micro Pan Head to try out for a number of reasons. First, the Outdoorsmans quality and what they're known for, their smooth, panning and quality in the heads themselves, but also the Micro Pan Head because it really fits my style. So I'm sort of a minimalist when I can be. I don't use a ton of big glass just because of where I hunt. I don't need to. So for a number of reasons, the smaller Micro Pan Head, they do have a regular pan head as well. It's a little bit larger, a little bit heavier, but this micro was really intriguing to me. First, it was interesting because of the weight. They advertise it at 7.5 ounces, and my scale here puts it at 8.3 ounces. So a little heavy on my scale. Could be my scale off, whatever, but not too bad about it. Not even an ounce heavier than what the advertised weight is. So that's really good. It's nice and lightweight. The other thing it is compact, so about 4 inches from top to bottom on the head itself here. The largest part is actually the handle. That right there. The nice thing is you can manipulate it a little bit to store vertically on top of your tripod. So it's taking up even less room whenever you're packing it around without the optics attached. So these were things that I really loved. And I guess we'll start then sort of at the bottom and work our way up some of the features. So this head takes a 3/8 bolt or 3/8 attachment. So if you want to put it on your existing tripod that's not an Outdoorsman's, it will attach via 3/8. If your tripod doesn't have that, they do include the bolt in the bag. So you can make that connection. The other thing that you can do is it's compatible with all of the Outdoorsman's quick release brackets. So if you are switching heads often on your tripod, or you want one tripod, but you maybe have multiple uses for it, you can put a quick release adapter plate on the tripod itself, and then this head will slide in and out of that quickly. So you can interchange heads really quick. So that's a nice feature. You lock both your pan and your tilt. This is your pan lock, it says right on it. So that's your side-to-side panning, and we'll get a better look at that once I actually get it mounted up here with an optic on it. But it's incredibly smooth. I couldn't believe how smooth it was, just like this, without mounted to an optic or any sort of tripod. But when you get it on that tripod, it's just unreal. Incredibly smooth. So you can lock that up once you get your pan, and then like most tripods, just give a slight twist to the handle, and that gives you your tilt forward and back. And that's also incredibly smooth. It's also nice, just a little bit of twist is all you need, and you can make those fine-tuned adjustments. And then you get up top here, and so this is where your mounting bracket or your plate from your optic slides in. There's a couple things that I really like about this. First, they have these little set screws in here. And so you get a 1/4-20 adapter plate from Outdoorsman's as well. So that's what fits this. They're like $20, so they're not bad. certainly you can afford to get them enough for all your optics. So as you're interchanging your optics on this pan head, your plate's already there. But there's this little set screw, currently it's set in the back, and there's little notches in the adapter plate. So they sort of act as a stop to keep your plate from sliding the whole way through. So right now it's set up to slide the optic from the front, or at least opposite of your handle. So you can bring that in from the front, it hits that set screw, and you simply tighten this down and lock it. It's rock solid. So the nice thing about that is, depending on how you like to glass, if you like to slide your optic in from the front or the rear, you can put this set screw on the front or away from the pan and tilt handle to slide your glass in from that direction. So you can really tailor it to your style. I know some people will keep the handle towards them as they're glassing. A lot of guys like to face it away. So if you're using it like this, then you have your plate sliding in from what would be your side or the rear of the pan head. Otherwise, you can flip it around and do it in the front. So that's all there really is to it. It's a fully machined piece of aluminum, made in the USA, quality product. I can't state that enough. It just feels incredibly well built, and it's still only, on my scale, 8.3 ounces. You can't beat that. And like I said, not only was it the weight that I was interested in, but it was the compactness. And so the other thing that's really cool about these is that even though it is so small, it will handle a wide variety of optics. So Outdoorsmans recommends keeping the spotting scopes to 65 millimeter scopes or less to get optimum stabilization. You get a little bigger than that, they start getting heavier, and things can get a little wobbly. But I know that guys do use larger optics on these. Outdoorsmans makes a number of plates larger than this to help stabilize larger optics. So that would be an option if you're willing to use this micro pan head with say an 85 or 95 millimeter scope. You can also use this pan head with the Outdoorsmans binocular adapter. Slides right in, same as this plate. The nice thing with that is that this head should be capable of any size binocular that you want to throw at it. So I'm using 10.5 by 44 koas, but you could certainly go up to 12 by 56 or something, even maybe potentially larger if that's what you're using. Really capable little head for the size. So let's get this adapter plate hooked up to the spotting scope so we can mount the tripod head here and give you a better view of how it actually pans and tilts and everything. So I am using a 55 millimeter Koa Promenade spotting scope. Awesome little scope. I will do a review on this coming up too. That's all part of the system. Really the perfect little scope for this setup though. But it's just a hex head bolt that comes with your 1/4 20 quick adapter plate. So you just tighten that down. Get it nice and snug so everything's nice and stable. There's the plate mounted. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and then for this today, I'm going to use, instead of putting it on an actual tripod so I can keep it here on the table, this is the Tricer GTP3 sort of tripod adapter that you can use with trekking poles or some other sort of pole to make an ultralight tripod. A review coming up on this too. I'm going to do a whole system with these components, but for now we're just using this bottom part so I can demonstrate here on the tabletop. But I have the Tricer set up. It does have a 3/8 bolt, so the pan head will just screw right on there and get that so it's nice and snug. I'm not too worried about keeping things all level and flush, but so that's what it'll look like on top of your tripod. I mean, super tiny. I love that. But bring the optic in. So it's in. We'll tighten it down here. Brings everything nice and steady. I'm just going to drop that down to keep that nice and stable. And so that's your setup. Super tiny pan head. You got your pan lock, so we can release this. And you can just see how smooth that is whenever you have it, the pan lock fully open. I mean, it just glides. And this is a lighter scope, so it's going to glide a little bit easier. or you might even get a more controlled pan with a little bit heavier optic, but this is just absolutely perfect. You get that where you want, you can lock it down, and that's not going anywhere. And then you can just loosen, just with a little twist of the handle, you get your forward back pan. Of course, that's got a full range of motion as well. Just get it where you want it, tighten it back up, and everything just tightens up super tight, so there's no unwanted vibrations, shaking, looseness, whatever. And then same thing, you're done glassing or you're done with the spotting scope and you want to throw the binoculars on there, just loosen up. And it only loosens to a certain extent, which is perfect, so you're not like losing this piece, it's not working its way out. Pull that out, hopefully you have another quick release adapter and you can slide it right in. So that's the Micro Pan Head from Outdoorsmans. Ultra light, ultra compact, but you're not sacrificing stability or smoothness with the pan head. Really top tier product in a compact package. I don't think you can beat it if you're looking for something smaller. For me, this was perfect because, like I said, I'm not glassing with big glass a ton, so I don't need a big tripod or a really large head to handle large optics. I like to carry the smaller scope and a lightweight tripod for those times where I just need a little bit better look than what I can get with my binoculars. And this is also perfect if you're just glassing off binoculars, keep the weight down. So can't recommend it enough. It's a Micro Pan Head from Outdoorsmans. Look for a review of the Tricer GTP3 coming up. We'll do a whole system there, and also a review of the Kowa Promenade 553 spotter. Well, until next time, cheers to gear.